What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about something insane that EA Sports is planning. I do want to give a special shout out to all the members that have been joining. You guys have been getting your teams updated. You guys have been learning the way that you're supposed to actually put together your squad without spending extreme money. We're going to talk about the specifics of what EA is doing and why it's going to be a little bit outrageous. So what we're going to do is this, okay? I'm going to talk to you guys about the whole limited thing, because EA is planning to drop a lot more limiteds, including that new kicker that's going to pretty much overtake the kicker that we had before. So I'm going to talk to you guys about this situation so you guys understand what's coming. If you guys remember, they had a pack inside the store for Cam Little where you had to pull him or you were pulling random garbage, right? And, you know, people complained about it. I get it. You know, it's like, yo, what is this? Why can't we get this limited kicker unless we actually pull him? EA made him B and D. Well, they're back with that. Okay, more limiteds, more money. I'm about to say more life like Drake, but it's just more of everything, bro. And it's going to get a little bit more intense later today when they drop a new limited kicker. And some of you guys have concerns. Gee, I don't want to spend a lot of money on the game. What is the best possible way to go about doing this? EA keeps doing more and more limiteds. My team is the Raiders. Like, most people are using the Raiders theme team. You can't get a drop without a limited Raider. What is the best moves, right? Because again, it's so many more things that are going to be dropping. Okay, and I have to make sure you guys are prepared for it. So later today, if you watch this video early, by the time you watch it, you're gonna be able to go into the store, and there's gonna be an optionable pack where you can actually pull the new kicker, or you can pull, whatever else garbage they have, and it just continuously goes on. The collector series with Rod Woodson, Steve Young, all of these limiteds, they're planning to continue to do this. So you have 2 more drops of Most Feared. Also, we're going to jump right into the Harvest. And then after that, when it goes to Christmas and Zero Chill, stocking stuffers, presents, they're going to go crazy. Okay, so this is the preparation, and especially for some of my new members that are asking about, how do I go through this? How do I navigate my ultimate team without spending all this money, right? How do you prevent what EA is coming up with and all these limiteds and everything like that? How do you prepare for it? Okay, so I briefly spoke about it in a video yesterday. And also, for those of you guys that are watching here, I stream exclusively on Twitch now, GmiasWorld on Twitch, but you can watch past broadcasts on GmiasWorld Gaming right here on YouTube. It's usually a day or 2 after. So if you want to see a past broadcast, it will be available if you missed the Twitch stream. But I would prefer that you guys come and watch me live over on Twitch, because this is going to be for specific teaching content, maybe some live videos if we play somebody that is worth putting a video out about, or anything else that you guys may have concerns with, learning how to do strategy cards, team captains, the best way to put together sets, team diamonds. That's what this is going to be. That's what YouTube is going to be. So go ahead and subscribe so you can learn more about the game at your own pace and take your time doing so. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it off. What I'm going to start off with is showing you guys exactly what we're trying to attack. Okay, so these things, these limiteds, right? You're going to notice more and more, and EA is planning, like I said, to continuously do this, where they'll do a drop with limiteds, right? It's just 2 limiteds. Like, bro, here you go right here, collector edition, and what are you going to do about it, right? So I'm going to show you something really quickly so that you guys more or less understand what's happening, okay? For every drop that's coming, that's coming out, the cards that are going to be exclusive, they're going to be averaging around these prices, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, stuff like that. Some of you guys that are playing the game and you just got it, or you're going to be getting it, you'll be watching this video after Black Friday, you're going to look at some of these prices and say, nah, G, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this. I'm not spending 4 million. And you're absolutely right. And it's not because the card is, worth it. You see, this is the thing. The way that the game plays, even if you spend all of these coins on Rod Woodson, right? Let's take a look at his attributes. If you spend and you boost him up, 92 zone plus the strat card, bring him up to like 96, 97 zone, his awareness, you increase all that stuff, he's still going to play like another card that's similar to his speed. It won't really matter that he has all that awareness. And to be honest, that has stopped since Madden 17. They did a patch in Madden 17 where the awareness and all that stuff, it actually mattered. They reacted to the ball. That's all done, all right? This player is going to play just like a regular team captain, Aqib Talib. Okay, Aqib Talib is just slower. So if it's a card that you actually want and you're building your theme team and he's played for any of the teams that you have, you're like, yo, G, I got to throw him on my Raiders, I got to throw him on my Niners, that's a choice that you have to make. because these limited cards are going to continue to be insane. And if you're not willing to spend the money on the packs inside the store, you're going to have to follow the guidelines that I'm going to show you guys in a second. But this is what the problem is. This is what your feedback is asking me to talk about. Are these limiteds worth it? Are they going to make a difference for your squad? Obviously, right now, if you look at the offensive side of the ball, Vernon Davis on any of the theme teams that he played for, he's going to be really, really fast. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a 92 speed tight end running around going wild, and they patched the spin move, so it doesn't really matter that he's 6'3" and not 6'4" or 6'5". So if this was a card you were watching and you're like, yo, I want to get that card, it would make sense for you to buy this card once his price got somewhere where you felt comfortable. But when he dropped and he was 3 million, maybe not so much. Okay, maybe not so much. At 2 million, that's still pretty high because there's 2 more drops to the most feared program. And once those cards drop, we don't know how it's going to affect his price. So if you're willing to add him now, that's fine if you have the coins. But if you want to wait it out, that's another way of going about it. Okay, now within the game itself, how do you put together coins? How do you make coins? Let me just point out, a lot of my newer members that are coming in, they are starting new accounts because they bought coins. That is against the EA terms of service. If you can do it and you feel like you're going to get away with it, that's your choice. But they've been cracking down on coin selling, which is why they've been putting platinum packs in the store like every single day, because they'll rather you spend money there and get a chance at platinum packs than to buy coins. They're trying to stop the whole coin buying situation. So that's not a way that we're going to do it here. And we don't do the coin buying stuff. That's just not something that we do. I try to show you guys the productive way to do it and what modes to play. So this is just a prime example of where MUD is going and what EA is doing. And this is not going to stop. So we're going to go into now, how do you prepare to get the cards that you want? And how do you keep, your MUT coins up? All right, let's go ahead and jump into that, right? So we're going to start off by taking a look at my roster. And if you're a member of the channel, feel free to ask questions about, specific cards and why do I have certain things where they are. So look, I chose not to put together a most feared theme team because I thought it was too expensive with the way the limiteds were. And it's just like, it's really not necessary, right? So I keep certain players in certain positions because they work for me. Now I have a Raiders theme team, and I'm going to give you an example of what I chose to do. At the time when the spin move was working before the most recent patch, he's 6'6", so he was able to spin. He can no longer spin, right? But he's still 88 speed. And, for the most part, if you get out in front, you're not usually going to get caught, right? Very, very cheap card that gets boosted. 84, you add another card to it, and it boosts them up to, better ratings. Would that be something that's suitable for you to have? For you to build a Raiders theme team and to not spend as much money now and get through this segment of MUT with all these new limiteds and all these other things that EA Sports is adding, and then later on add it? That's up to you. But I'm showing you what I'm choosing to do to save coins in that position. I could buy Vernon Davis too and add speed to him and do all other stuff, but I don't want to spend the coins on that. I'd rather spend on, 500K, 600K on Randy Moss. He's a Raider or somebody, he may be able to play for your theme team, the Niners, whatever, and he's going to work for me, and I'm going to more throw a slant to him or work around him and his speed and boost him with my, theme team and my my crystal players. And then also with the strategy card for the most feared and make him a 94 speed. Yeah, I could go further and do most feared, but do I really want to do that? Is that something that I really want to do? That's your choice, okay? Looking at the other players, Eric Dickerson is probably the best running back in the game, but if he didn't play for your theme team, you may say to me, yo, G, should I go buy Jahmyr Gibbs? Absolutely not. 100% not. I don't care if he gets all theme teams. Absolutely not. 3-4 million is absolutely ridiculous. So I would say to use him at a lower speed and wait it through, because at the end of this month, which is a couple days, you're going to have the option of getting one of the champion players or something from ranked. You may be able to afford the previous card, Jamal Charles or something like that, that's a lot cheaper after the newer cards come out. So these are things that you have to pay attention to, okay? You pick and choose what you want. If you're watching, the Twitch MCS, you'll have a Tristan McCullum. I gave you guys the insight. Even if you didn't watch, I would say 90% of my viewers got Tristan McCullum. Because I told them, bro, don't worry about it. You're going to get it because we fought for it and EA made a mistake. So you got it without even watching. And we celebrated in the chat if you got him, right? These players, look at Eric Stokes at 84 overall, all right, on a Raiders theme team. Why would I spend for Rod Woodson? Look at his speed. You know, these are the things, and I can make him faster with most feared. Look at his speed, same thing. He's going to play exactly the same way as Rod Woodson. So why would I do that? These are the things you have to pay attention to. And you have to look and see which players specifically work for your squad, and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Put the players on your team that makes the most sense. Now, in order to make your coins right now, I've gone over the events. I would say that it makes a lot more sense to grind the events than to do anything else in MUT right now. And if you want to learn more about grinding the event, I'm going to ask you to go over to twitch.tv/GmiasWorld, and I'm going to ask you to follow me on Twitch at GmiasWorld and watch me play this mode, and watch me buy the cards that I want, and watch me sell what I don't want, and how many coins I make with a limited amount of time, instead of grinding a sweaty gauntlet or going into head-to-head and doing all this ranked and all this other nonsense. And I'm still going to make out with the cards that I actually want without going into the store and spending a ridiculous amount of money on step-by-step packs and limiteds this and limited that. Keep in mind, it's the best case for you guys to learn how to utilize what's free in the game before you spend money. If this is interesting to you, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and hype this video if you have the option to do so. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.